Track. Thorston Hohmann.
But it's Thorston with the break. He wins the lag.
Had breakfast with Thorston this morning. Just talking about how well he's been playing, how much he's been traveling, in fact. And you want to make a note there. One of the very few dry breaks that we have seen in this year's Whirlpool League. Close to making the one in the side, but he's left a chance here for Lely. The only good news for Thorston Hohmann is it's very awkward down the right-hand corner as we look. Cluster of balls, so those will have to be developed.
Yes, the 5 tied up with the black 8.
Andy, I know you had a chance to have a word with Alex last night. He wasn't too thrilled with his performance, but he wasn't holding his head. He said to you that he was going to treat it now as though it was sudden death. And he's the European champion, the reigning European champion.
That's right. He knows he needs this match. Still a possibility if he was to lose it, he could possibly qualify. But in his mind, he's decided he's got to win it. Both for the points and to up his confidence.
Well, the problems are going to be starting very shortly for Lely. That 5 welded over to the 8 on the right-hand side of the table is going to be the problem he's going to have to sort out in the next 2 shots. The angle from the 3 to the 4 will be a telling tale.
Yes, it's critical. And he still needs a little bit of luck. If he manages to break the 5 and the 8, he's still going to get on that 5.
Now, does he have the angle to take the cue ball into that 5-8? Split them up and develop the 5 into a potable position. Key shot, this one.
Looks like he has the angle. Can run straight through. And that's a good hit.
Oh, he's a little unlucky, if anything.
He struck that well. Caught the ball where he wanted to. Just a little bit unlucky there. Hampered by the 6 ball. For the middle pocket. And what he really needs here is a clean run.
Yeah, and it's going to take some shot to escape the mud here. It could have worked out so much better. He's left himself in no man's land. Doesn't appear to be a bank shot available. Certainly the 5 doesn't pass the 6 into the side. For me here, Andy, it's nothing more than containment.
No. And we saw this in his previous matches. Just not seeming to get the run. Played a few good shots. Just trusting to a little bit of luck. But he's not getting it.
Wow. What a shot from Alex Lely. Well, he's taken the bull by the horns here. Good thing he didn't take my advice. Terrific shot. No applause. But I can assure you, from a shot-making perspective, it doesn't get a lot better than what you just saw.
No, great orange 5 ball. But once again, the 6 to the 7. Just awkward.
If this is the approach that Lely is going to take in this match, well, good on him. 0-2 to this stage. And likely against a player he knows very well in Thorston Hohmann.
Just wants this cue ball to slow down. Well, he's okay there. 7 ball goes into the middle. The 8's over the corner. Just needs to control that cue ball. Up, top rail and back down again. Oh, well.
No, he did all the hard work. Did everything necessary, apart from getting that 7.
Played some great shots in that finish. Unfortunately, one step too far.
Yeah,
missed the 7 in the middle.
Would have been an added bonus too because it was Hohmann's break. So that was a difficult one to swallow. But this isn't easy for Thorston. Great long 7. I think he knew that he had a chance to shift the momentum with that shot.
Yes, and it's always easier when you come to the table after your opponent's mistake. Even those difficult shots, it's a shot you shouldn't have had. And that'll hurt.
Hohmann bidding to be the first player at the stage to pack 3 wins away from the main table. Round 3 action, and he takes the 9 to go 1 up on Alex Lely. It'll be Lely with the break in rack number 2. The first and the last, the toughest to win. So Hohmann is over that hurdle, and now it's down for Alex Lely to break here in rack number 2.
He's going to hit these, I think. Yes, he has. So he's not applied the soft break we've been seeing. And he's made balls, but lost the cue ball slightly there. And once again, it's a tough opening ball for Alex.
Another look at the break. Considerably more power than what we've seen from a lot of the other players. But I can tell you, I'm right down the line on this, Andy, and he can see this too. The natural angle is going to take the cue ball over towards the 3. So this might be worth a go. Oh, what a beautiful effort. He has played some terrific shots in this match, even dropping the first rack. He did everything necessary to secure it, and then when the finish line presented itself, it was a bad miss on the 7. Well, he's made another great shot to give himself a chance here in rack 2.
That's right, but he's not easily on the 3 ball. Could have been kinder. That was a great 2, especially when you consider the previous miss. I think he's taking this long. Top corner, off the side rail. Yeah, great shot. Once again, this rack at his mercy. Just needs to steady himself. Composure.
He was saying that he wants to get a pool table. He's finding it a little bit more awkward. He's back in school, taking some courses, and he's finding it difficult now finding practice time. So he wants to try and get a table into his house. He's a very dedicated player, is Lely. And he knows that if you're going to compete at this level, you've got to put your time in on the practice table. And he doesn't want to give that advantage away because he knows everybody else is putting their time in.
So a chance to level here. This will do him the world of good. Simple 8 into the corner. Back up table for the 9. It's a peg back, 1 apiece. This is much better from Alex.
Very similar to the opening rack, apart from the end result. It was a great shot that forged the opening for Lely. This time he took advantage. 1-1, Lely versus Hohmann, and it'll be Thorston Hohmann with the break when we're back in rack number 3. Alex Lely's bio, former champion in many events in Europe, and he is Europe's #1, having won the European title this year. Always a force to be reckoned with in any event, and a mainstay in the Euro Tour.
Rack 3, Thorston Hohmann.
He hasn't made his way over to America that often, but when he has, they're well aware of his talent, no doubt about that. But this man, he's won the biggest prize of all. 2003 world champion Thorston Hohmann breaks in rack number 3. And that was a good kiss on the 1. Would have taken the one out of position had it not been touched there.
Yeah, it was a much better strike, though, from Thorston. First game, didn't get the wing ball down there. It's flew in. He's got a nice open table here. 3 into the corner. Out to the middle of the table, if he chooses, for the pink 4. And it's looking like 2-1 for Hohmann.
Yeah, nothing really in his path here other than a glaring mistake. Just had to avoid that side pocket, drawing that cue ball off that cushion.
Just take this 6 into the corner. Place 2 rails with right-hand English on the cue ball. Just draw this back now for the black 8. Simple 9.
Thorston has looked all business from day one. Alex Lely knew what opposed him in this match. He also knew he couldn't afford to give Hohmann any freebies. That's what he did in the opening rack. Hohmann there needed no help. A break and finish gets the former world champion 2-1 in front. Plague from The Hague will have the break in rack 4. Thorston Hohmann obviously was at the pinnacle of the game in 2003, where he secured the world championship. Recent winner of the BCA Open, a 7-0 win over Johnny Archer there. But an impressive bio and only 26 years of age. Feels like he's been around a lot longer. Lely and Hohmann oppose themselves here. Former Mosconi Cup teammates. There'll be no friends at the table at this moment in time. Got a ball off the break, did Alex, but he's not perfect on the one.
That's right. And this time, I'm not sure whether he deliberately sent the cue ball up table. The one ball seems to be travelling in that direction every time they break. As you say, no easy first shot. This has been the pattern for Alex in these matches. No fluency.
All he's looking at here is how deep can he stick Hohmann in it.
Well, he's gone for the cut, and he's scratched in the middle.
Ball in hand.
Yeah, I have to question his shot selection there. I mean, he's played 2 terrific shots in the early going in this match, but there, the balls were just not placed ideally. He could have really played a good attacking snooker against Thorston. But you can see the 5 and 7 would have had to be developed. The 3 looks awkwardly placed. I mean, this was just a very difficult run out. And for Alex to attempt it with an awkward 1. Always easy to say after the fact. But even with ball in hand, Thorston's got a lot of work to do to try and win at this visit.
Yeah, this is no gimme. Lots of obstacles. Obviously a simple one. Get to the 2 ball, but what do you do then? Do you play the safe and try and develop the 2 balls next to the 2?
Well, the reason that I didn't think Lely would attack is from the 2 to the 3. Looks virtually impossible from where Alex was attacking the 1.
There's an easy safety here. Can make the 1 into the corner. Shoot the 2. And you could leave the cue ball even behind the 7 if you chose. Moving the 5.
And this all assuming the 2 doesn't pass into the side pocket. If it doesn't, I think that is his intended path. Just feather the 2 to the right-hand cushion and use the 5 to halt the path of the cue ball behind the 7. But it looks like it goes. And if it goes,
Well, from this angle, it looks like the 5 will go in that corner as well. So those 2 balls aren't tied up necessarily. If he can push through and get to the 3, that's been harsh. Hits it well. Unlucky to be in front of that 7 ball there, hampered. Chose to push through those 2 balls. Judged it well.
Yeah,
This
really,
is no easy shot.
Really couldn't have hit that one any better.
No. Great pace. Good shot selection. That 7 just hugged the cue ball all the way. And you've got to strike this well.
And he can barely see it. Cueing right over top that 7. No mean feat knocking this 3 in. And he knows he's going to be long distance looking at the 5 next. Oh, what an effort. What an effort. Easily deserving of applause and worth another look. Straight into the pocket, never touched a knuckle. The long 5. And it'll be a tall order to get position from the 5 to the 6.
Yeah, long distance pot to start with. But to get back for that green 6 takes some doing. Does he jack the cue up? It looks like it. He's going to be drawing this cue ball back off the side rail. Needs some pace here. Well, he didn't mean to catch the 7.
Well, the only shot now for Thorston is a very thin cut into the left-hand side pocket. The 7 has taken the path away from the top left corner, so he's still got a chance.
It's tough, and it's a blind pocket. Cutting it backwards. And he's got to contend with the cue ball running to get back to the brown 7 if he makes it.
He's given himself a chance, though, with some great shot making.
Certainly the 3 ball when he was hampered was a great shot. Well, he's made it in the middle, but that cue ball's checked up off the bottom rail.
I don't see him playing safe here, though, Andy. I think he's going to attack full throttle on this. A very thin cut on the 7. And the other option is the bank. If he doesn't like the thin slice, the bank shot is certainly available.
Yes, it's been aggression all the way in this game so far. From the ball in hand, when he pushed through with the 1 to disturb the 2 balls. It's been aggressive all the way.
They call him the hitman, and he's been ruthless with this visit. Thorston Hohmann. Some kind of performance to run out there. 3-1 in front of Alex Lely. Look at the European rankings, Andy, and because Hohmann has moved and shifted his home now from Germany to Jacksonville, Florida, he's ranked number 9 in Europe. I've got a feeling that he's got a better ranking than that in the world.
I'm sure he has.
Successful break off, but it hasn't afforded him position to the 1. Yes, that would be something to say, well, I'm ranked ahead of Thorston Hohmann in the European rankings. But the fact is I haven't cracked the top 50 in the world rankings, and Hohmann would probably be in the top 10.
Is he looking at the safety here, Jim? Don't know how much of this one he can see. Yeah, he's looking at the safety.
Yeah, won't be attacking from here. But again, this is all about the speed. He'd like to knock that 1 down in behind cover.
If he can see enough, he'd love to hold the cue ball behind the black 8.
Yeah, I don't think he can see enough, not from the camera angle that we just had a look at. I think he's got to try and get the cue ball over behind that brown 7. That might be the only ball that he can duck behind.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He'd have played it straight away if it was available.
I mean, he could push too, don't forget, even though he can see this 1. And he's
Doesn't want to catch the 5.
He did. He was trying to get behind the 7, and he didn't get behind it. And a chance for Lely.
And a chance he needs to take.
Absolutely right. 3-1 the scoreline. If Alex is to have any chance of progressing in this year's 888.com Whirlpool League event, he's got to take advantage of opportunities like this.
He'd like that cue ball to slow down. More angle than he wanted. Still shouldn't pose a problem. An open table. Just needs to draw across. Pink 4 ball after this. And he struck that well.
Ensured to maintain an angle to take the cue ball up towards the 7. Lely also the sort of player with the technique that you would be happy to model yourself after.
Well, he's overrun that ball. And signs of frustration there. Can't believe it.
One good shot could retrieve things. It's a much tougher 7 than he should have had.
Does he bank it? Well, he's played the cut. It's there.
Sigh of relief. And Lely, 2 balls away from pulling the score back to 3-2. Don't know exactly what he intended there, Andy, but
Tried to check the cue ball, I think, Jim, but he's checked it. He's got a shot. Just not quite as straight as he would have liked.
no, and I don't know how he plays with the bridge or the rest. But we're going to find out, because this imperative that he gets this 9. This is either in or over the pocket. And the latter would mean a 4-1 scoreline to Hohmann. But we all know 9s have proved evasive. Not this time. Memories from Alex Lely missing 9s in key matches. Didn't come back to haunt him there. A terrific clearance for Alex Lely, and he pulls back to 3-2 in favor of Thorston Hohmann. Back on serve, and Lely with the break in rack number 6. Alex's break in rack number 6, and you just had a quick look at some of the support that's come over from Holland. Etienne, the room owner at the club at which Alex practices, and the lady that you saw in camera was Nika. That's Alex's girlfriend. So he's got some moral support front and center here in Warsaw. And he wants to give him a reason to cheer.
That's right. But once again, good break from Alex, and nothing easy to start. That was a tough shot, but he really needed to get it.
He's given Hohmann a couple easy shots to welcome him when he comes to the table, and Thorston is not the sort of player you want to let off. When you get a chance to stick the dagger in, you've got to make sure you thrust it in deep, because Hohmann is punishing. They don't call him the hitman for nothing.
No, he hung me 2 up there, and unfortunately for Alex, there was nothing to do to get to the 3. And once again, an open table.
He just hasn't quite found stride here, has Alex Lely, and He is capable of so much better.
Those breaks have made a difference for me, though. If he could have found some rhythm, a few open games, got into his stride, just never flowed.
Thorston making his debut in this year's event. And has to be considered one of the favorites. And if he goes through, as he looks like doing here against Alec Lely, the 9 down and 4-2 the scoreline in favor of Hohmann. If he goes through for his 3rd successive win, he'll be booking a place in the semifinals. Hohmann 4-2. Thorston will be very comfortable with that effort,
Rack 7.
albeit it was an
Thorston
unforced
Hohmann to break,
mistake
leading
from
by
Lely that
Rack
brought him to
to
the
2.
table. You can only worry about the time you spend at the table. Take advantage of the mistakes. And just to clarify, this is Hohmann's 2nd appearance. I mistakenly said this was his debut. Not so. So he does have the experience here in the Whirlpool League, and we'll see if that experience puts him in good stead. Thanks, Clive.
Once again, ball's down on the break, but no open shot on the 1. There have been a few games now we've seen this situation. Cue ball low, and the 1 ball more or less in the same place. You just think if you could have held the cue ball in the middle of the table, would have been much easier.
Yes, there hasn't been a lot of flow to this match as yet. Hohmann has looked just a little better, less mistakes from his camp, and he's looked a little bit more confident at the table. Been some terrific outs from both players. But the scoreline favoring Hohmann for the moment at 4-2.
Once again, following the aggressive route. Tried to bank that ball in the middle, but he's safe.
10 racks to be played here from the Knott building in downtown Warsaw. Alternating breaks. And if you can get to 5, you secure yourself at least the draw and 1 point with it.
I think Alex might take this on. Needs to make something happen in this match.
Could have used without the touch on that 8, because now he's left the 1, unless that cue ball has nestled up to the 7, but he wanted the thin contact. Just needed to strike it with a little bit more authority.
Yeah, there was a safe there, but you can understand Alex trying to get some momentum going.
And that cue ball did just about dive in behind that 7. But I think it's just on for Hohmann.
Just the 1-2. Extreme left-hand English on that cue ball. Draws the ball back off the rail. And once again, no obstacles.
Nice clean cueing from a man who spends a lot of time reviewing videotapes of himself and honing his craft. Puts in a lot of time on the practice table, does Hohmann. And something else you'll notice about him, even when he's away from the table, very seldom do his eyes ever leave that 4.5 by 9 foot surface.
Yes, tremendous focus he has.
when he won the World Championship in Cardiff in 2003. He did so as a long shot. Some local bookmakers had him as much as 1,000 to 1. Well, he turned those odds upside down. And now every event in which he competes, he's one of the favorites. He's a beaten finalist in the U.S. Open. And until Cha-Ching Wu won the World Championship in Kaohsiung in the summer of 2005, Hohmann was the youngest ever world title holder. It'll be some while before anyone beats a 16-year-old world champion, but Thorston Hohmann has assured himself of at least 1 point. Has assured himself of at least 1 point.
One.
Lely with a little aggression and possibly frustration in that blow. And it's afforded him nothing but the safety option on the 1. And the clenched fist that you saw from Thorston Hohmann after he secured his 5th rack win was about as much emotion as you'll ever see from him. But Lely, it's just not been his event.
That's right, it's just not happening for him. Once again, breaks, makes a ball. No easy shot at the 1.
And no easy safety either. He's got the 2 and the 3 on the left-hand side. Andy, would those be the intended blockers?
Yep, very possibly. But he's got to be accurate here. That's what he's trying to do. He kicks the 1-up table. Well, I thought for a second he'd made that ball. Looks like he's hooked.
Very close to whether or not he can get through to this. But even if he is snookered, he may take the jump cue out because it looks like he's only got to get over the edge of the 3. So back to the chair for the short cue. I've seen Hohmann play a lot of jump shots, and he's very adept at this. And that's a situation that is called for the jump cue. Plays a lot of jump shots in his exhibitions with trick shots. A much harder tip on the jump cue as well allows that cue tip to bounce off the cue ball. This is a shot that, unless you're proficient, you don't want to be practicing this at your local club. But watch it. Airborne.
Very unfortunate there. Great jump shot. Controlled it. Very high jump. Got bottom on the cue ball. He knew what he was doing there. He was playing position, believe it or not.
Yes, such was his confidence in attacking that 1, even with the jump cue. And a little unfortunate to have snookered himself now on the 2. So off the side cushion. And this will be played with enough speed to put distance between the cue ball and the 2. And trusting to that trace of luck as well.
To be fair, that was as much as he could do. You can often play a kick shot and have some sort of plan for where the cue ball's going, but not in that case. Hit it hard. Hopes he might possibly make it in the corner pocket. And the saving grace could be that the 7 and the 8 ball are close together on the bottom rail. That was a good cut from Alex.
Nothing's come easy for Lely, though. He's missed a couple shots and put himself under pressure. And that 7 that he missed in the opening rack proved to be a defining shot in this match. And that was a great effort from Lely. In one swoop, he's just matured the situation here to one of some promise.
Just this long 4, heart of the pocket. 5 into the corner. Been a good recovery.
He's given us glimpses of what he's capable of. And he's still got a chance. An outside one, albeit, but a chance to walk away from this match with 1 point at 5-2 in favor of Hohmann. All Lely would have to do is survive one more Hohmann break.
Just needs this 9 then to keep himself in this match.
Secures it, and 5-3 the score confirmed here in Warsaw. Thorston Hohmann with the break in rack number 9, but Lely still within a chance for a draw. Great jump shot, this one from Thorston Hohmann. Some terrific potting from Alex Lely. And so Hohmann with the break now in rack number 9. Lely hoping for one chance in this rack.
Thorston Hohmann to break, leading by 5 racks to 3.
And it all depends on how they sit, assuming Hohmann gets a ball following his break.
Let's see if he chooses to try and hold this cue ball in the middle. Now, once again, down table.
Well, he's not quick to his cue. The one got kissed here. Kept it in position near that corner pocket. I don't know whether or not it passes pink 4 into that corner pocket, but it looks like he can get through to it, and that tells me it may pass as well.
And even if it doesn't pass directly, there's a chance he can just glance off the 4 and still make the pocket. But this is thin.
Yeah, the other side of that coin, Andy, is if it flicks the 4 and double kisses, that's going to leave the 1 over the corner pocket for Lely. Can't really play safe. He's got to attack.
That's the way he's being played anyway in this match. Everything aggressive. If it's been 50-50, he's attacked. And there you saw it. Great cut on the 1 ball. Leaves himself the long 2.
Worth another look. Just feathered the pink 4, but not enough to take it off course. And you just get the feeling that Thorston Hohmann, with the initiative right now, wants to secure the full 2 points. It should put him through to the semifinals, and will definitely put Alex Lely into dire straits. Along with Kuo Po Cheng, Lely would become only the 2nd player to have secured 0 points from 3 matches played.
Played that shot well. Cut the 4 into the corner. Back out for the 5. He has the angle. Needs to get back up table for the green 6.
You know something, I've basically answered my own question, Andy, because with Hohmann securing 3 match wins, Lely and Kuo, the best they can do is 2, so this guarantees Hohmann a place in the semifinals.
Yes, he's through. Just these last 2 balls. And he can run round the angles here to get back to the 9. Right hand spin on the cue ball if he chooses. There you see it. 2 rails. Back out past the middle.
And you may see the clenched fist once again from Thorston, because this is a big rack. Down goes the 9. No fist, but it was a big one. Gets him to 6, and with it, assures him of a place in the semis. 6-3, Hohmann in front of Alex Lely. Lely with the break in rack 10. Some great shot making
Final
from
rack.
Thorston Hohmann in the
Alex
last
Lely to
rack.
break, trailing by 6
Kept
racks to
Lely
3.
parked in his seat. Alex waited for the chance that didn't come. So all he can do now is bring about a 6-4 scoreline in favor of Hohmann. And he's going to need some help. If there's a chance for a semifinal appearance for Lely, it's now going to depend on outside results.
But these racks could still be important. Well, there we are.
Not one of Alex Lely's best performances.
I think he's frustrated. Never had an easy out. That was the first opportunity he's had from the break for an easy out. But the points have already gone.
Chance for Thorston here to let the cue go even more.
That was the only difficult shot in this finish. Now it's all plain sailing. Just stop the cue ball, stop it again.
And he's wasting a little time, Andy. The match already secured. He's got these ones at his mercy. I think he's probably feeling a little for his pal in the other chair.